Right then, the government of Thailand spent a century trying to erase a language, and my neighbour, Mr. Somchai, responded by teaching it to his water buffalo. You see that shiny 5G tower, the one screaming welcome to 2026? My other neighbour, Grandma Far, still will not plant her cucumbers unless she has first whispered an apology in ancient Khmer to a pile of rocks behind her chicken coop. Modern logic says their ritual should be extinct. Bureaucracy say they should be Thai. However, rural Isaan looked at both and offered a dry, yellow-toothed grin that says, "Lovely idea now, watch this." I moved here to escape the English drizzle, expecting nothing but sticky rice and quiet. Instead, I stumbled into a cold war of spirits where the secret weapon is a dialect the history books forgot. Why does this village still whisper in forbidden Khmer? Besides, more importantly, why do they keep offering me the grisly bits of the chicken? Strap in, because we're about to decode the stubborn ghost in the Isam machine. Besides, as your slightly grumpy, sun-addled narrator, an old Englishman who just wanted to drink his Lao cow in peace, I can tell you it is a lot more interesting than Bangkok's traffic reports. Let me paint you a picture of my morning commute. However, before I do that, be advised, this is a story inspired by my experiences and observations, not my life or anyone else's. You are hearing my real voice, though the visuals are AI generated. With that clarified, let us get back to the narrative and the facts that make it worth telling. Now, back to my morning commute. That is a joke. My commute is walking past the 12th century Khmer temple ruin to buy a bag of iced coffee from a woman whose cart is older than my neighbour's grandfather is. Here is the glorious contradiction. The 2026 world is screaming overhead drones, fibre optics, kids glued to TikTok dances that last 9 seconds. However, look down. Look past the tarmac. There, in the tall grass, are the spirit houses. Not the nice, clean Bangkok ones with fresh orange Fanta. No, these are ancient, tilted, moss-eaten shrines to gods the local educational authority politely asked everyone to forget about 60 years ago. My neighbour, Mr. Somchai, a man whose face looks like a dried mango with eyes, speaks perfect, boring Central Thai to the district officer. "Yes, sir. No, sir. 3 bags of fertilizer, sir." However, the moment that officer's pickup truck disappears in a cloud of red dust, Somchai turns into his cassava patch and switches to Northern Khmer. It is a guttural, musical, ancient tongue. It holds sounds that do not exist in modern Thai. It holds memories of the Angkorian Empire, a kingdom the maps have not recognized for 800 years. Why? Because that language is a secret code. The national curriculum tried to stamp it out. When I was a boy in Yorkshire, they beat you for speaking Welsh. Same idea here, only with more humidity. However, the curriculum cannot follow you into the paddy field at midnight when the spirits of the ancestors are restless. Besides, that, my friends, is the central mystery. The forbidden identity thrives in the shadows because shadows are precisely where the state does not want to step. Let us get into the weeds, literally, linguistic weeds. Northern Khmer is not just Thai with a lisp. It is a time capsule. It has words for rice growing stages that modern ergonomy does not bother with. It has honorifics for ghosts. It has a specific verb for to refuse politely while smiling to the other person feels like an idiot. The last one is my favourite. When I first asked Somchai, why don't you just speak Thai at home like the government wants? He gave me that look, the dry grin. You have seen it if you have lived here long enough. It is not hostile, it is not stupid, it is a shield. The dry grin says, I understand your question perfectly. I also understand that you do not understand anything, and I am too kind to correct you, so I will simply smile until you go away. That grin is a resistance. Every time a Bangkok academic comes down with a clipboard to study them, the villagers perform the approved Thai dances, use the approved Thai words, and then, the moment the clipboard leaves, they exhale in Khmer. They teach their grandchildren the old curses, the old blessings, the old names for the rain. It is a secret handshake for the soul. Besides, it bypasses every standardized test the capital can throw at them. You want to erase my history? Fine. We will just bury you in vows. Now, the rituals. Oh, the rituals. Officially mid-century, Thai bureaucracy discouraged the old Khmer spirit dances. Backwards, they called them. Superstition. The same kind of talk my old headmaster used about Morris dancing. However, you cannot ban a dance that the rice itself asks for. Twice a year, behind the what, not in it note, behind it, the village gathers. They perform the ram kabush, a slow, hypnotic, finger-curling dance to appease Prapom, the land spirit, and a few older Khmer deities that definitely are not in the Buddhist canon. They offer sticky rice, a whole boiled chicken, and 3 cigarettes. Spirit apparently likes red L&M. Here is where I sound like a raving lunatic to my mates back in Manchester. I mocked this loudly for 2 years. Bloody ghosts, I would say, fairy tales for farmers. Then, last dry season, I got a kidney stone, the most excruciating pain of my life. The local clinic gave me paracetamol and a sad shrug. However, Grandma Fa, the one who talks to the rocks, she took me to a small clearing, sat me on a log, and burned 3 sticks of incense while chanting in the old Khmer dialect, something about the stone that forgets to leave. 20 minutes later, I passed the stone. No medicine, no laser, just a grumpy Englishman, a 78-year-old woman performing a forbidden ritual in the dirt. Now, I'm not saying the ghost dissolved my kidney stone. I'm a rational man. I drink proper tea. However, I also have not mocked the spirit house since. Besides, when Grandma Fa grins at me now, that dry, knowing, ancient grin, I just nod. Because modern logic failed me. Her stubborn, illegal, beautiful heritage did not. That is the security they have, and that medicine cannot offer. It is not about magic. It is about place. It is about 1,000 years of this works for us, thank you very much. Now, the city folk in Bangkok, bless their air-conditioned hearts, call this backwardness. They see the lack of 7-Eleven and assume a lack of intelligence. Nevertheless, let me challenge that loudly, because this stubbornness is strategic. Think about it. The Thai state has failed to provide a real social safety net here. Pensions, laughable. Health care, bare bones. So who catches you when you fall? Not the government. Your neighbours do, and your neighbours trust you more if you share the same forbidden prayers, the same secret vocabulary, and the same midnight rituals to the same cranky rock spirit. This identity is not nostalgia. It is a social contract. It is an insurance policy written in incense smoke. Now, look at the glorious irony. Digital trends vanish in a week. A TikTok dance is forgotten by Friday. However, a Khmer harvest, bless him, that has been running for 800 years without a single software update. That is not backward. That is efficiency. My neighbours are not clinging to the past because they are stupid. They are clinging to it because it works. Besides, they look at my smartphone with the same pity I look at their spirit house, as a fragile, temporary thing that will break the moment the power goes out. You would think the young people would have abandoned all of this. They have not, and this is the beautiful twist for 2026. The teenagers here have TikTok, yes. However, they are using 5G, the same tower I grumbled about, to archive the forbidden. I watched a 16-year-old girl film her grandmother's Khmer incantation, upload it to YouTube with the title Lost Language of My Grandmother, and then tag it with a hashtag Forgotten Khmer. It got 3 million views, most of them from Phnom Penh, where they thought the dialect had died out 50 years ago. The government tried to erase it, therefore the young generation is doing the funniest thing possible. They are digitizing it. They are turning the forbidden into fibre optics. They are reclaiming their illegal history by putting it right in the cloud, where no bureaucrat can burn it. Besides, you know what? That dusty backwater feels more authentic than any hyper-connected city I have ever visited. Bangkok is a nervous, anxious, face-saving mess. London is a cynical, exhausted wreck. However, here, in the Isaan heat, surrounded by people who whisper to rocks and smile at progress, there is a groundedness, a weight. They know exactly who they are, and they do not care if you approve. So, what have I learned in my grumpy, sunburnt years as the village idiot? The true progress is not replacing old things with new ones. True progress is knowing which old things to keep. My neighbours are not refusing modernity. They are just refusing to let modernity tell them who to be. The Khmer heritage is not forbidden because it is dangerous. It is forbidden because it is inconvenient to a neat, tidy national story. Besides, rural Isaan, with its dry grin and its ancient vows, has decided that neat and tidy is for the cities, for people who do not talk to their rice. The government tried to erase their language. Modern logic says their rituals should not exist. However, yet here they are, whispering, dancing, offering chicken to a rock, and watching my 5G signal drop out with that same patient, infuriating, wonderful smile. So the next time you see a weathered spirit house in the tall grass, do not laugh, just nod, because the ghost is in that machine. It has been winning for 1,000 years. Moreover, it will be here long after your phone battery dies. Right, you lot. Now I want to hear from you. Have you got a grandmother who still talks to a specific tree? A festival your government pretends does not exist? A recipe that has been illegal since before you were born? Drop it in the comments. I will read the best ones to Mr. Somchai tomorrow morning over our grizzly chicken breakfast. Furthermore, if you enjoyed this old man's rambling, hit that like button. It makes the spirits happy, or at least it makes me and YouTube's algorithm happy, and I am considerably more real than the ghosts. Subscribe for more tales from the dusty edge of reason. Same grumpy voice, new ridiculous ritual. Until next time, keep grinning dryly. Bye-bye.